Cool. Okay, so the main reason we're here is not to go over any code or anything. It's just kind of to start off pretty quickly on what we're doing for this project, because you all voted and decided that you wanted to do like a Python mini project before we, jump on to other things. So the point of this meeting is kind of to discuss that, for me to go over what that's all about, and then also for everybody to get into groups. So my goal is that everyone has a group that they're with, either individual or with people, by the end of class today. And then either by the end of class or just by the end of tonight, if you meet with them on your own, that you can put the name of your project as well as like a description of your project in a spreadsheet. So I'll share my screen right now to show. I'm going to really try hard on this one, guys. I made a whole organizer. Okay, so here is the spreadsheet. I'll share it with you in a second, but basically the idea is this is where you guys will keep everything. So you'll be describing your project. There'll be a project organizer, which I'll explain. So hopefully by the end of class, your name is somewhere in this column. That's the goal. And then by the end of tonight, hopefully you can do it in class. If not, just do it on your own. By midnight tonight, which is April 16th, have a description and name of your project here. And then the one interesting column here is the organizer. So, obviously I'm not a teacher, so I can't force you to do anything, but I'll say, like, in the most non-aggressive way possible, you have to use this organizer, just kind of to help me understand where you guys are at, and then also so you guys can be organized and not, kind of off doing your own thing and procrastinating or whatever. So I'll show you basically, here's what it is. You don't have to read anything yet. The idea is that you'll make a copy of it, and then as time goes on, this is the first part, or by this I mean this is the first organizer. This is for this upcoming week. You'll fill out these questions, right? So by the end of the weekend, you should be able to explain your project, what everyone's doing, that kind of thing. And then by the end of next week, on Friday at midnight, all these questions should be filled out, including this one prompt where I want you to send me a Python file of what you've done so far. So it doesn't have to be the complete thing, but you should at least have a Python file that when you hit run, it does something that is like in some way, a piece of progress towards getting to your final project. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. For me, your stream is in like 10p. Like,
10p?
Yeah,
I can't even read
Is
the
it really
words.
like
I
that?
can't see it at all.
I can't even.
It's
It's like,
hieroglyphs.
yeah.
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics, completely unreadable. Okay, can
Yep,
you at least hear what I'm saying?
Now,
Yes.
Thank you, Cooper. Okay, I guess I will just read it for you. Basically, there's some instructions. Again, I'll share the Excel spreadsheet, or I guess the Google sheet with you guys in a second. Then you'll be able to make a copy of this. But yeah, I guess the information on here isn't super important. Basically, what it is just an outline. And so, yeah, just to again give you guys an idea of what I'm expecting for the project. I think, I was talking to Cooper and Vagmi about this as well separately. But the idea here is that, this whole teaching you guys Python thing, my goal is not to make you like, a professional Pythonista who can get a job in the computer science field. My goal is just to teach you enough of this programming language that you feel confident and capable of like embarking on some form of project and being able to get it done to like a basic extent. So whether that be, if you're interested in applying for an internship with Python, or if you just want to work on a personal project, or I don't know, if you want to do it for like a school assignment or something like that, I just want you guys to be able to learn Python again and then be able to apply it to those things. So this is kind of what I want. So the idea here is that whatever project you work on, obviously for certain people, they're going to work on more complicated things than others. The goal is not to work on the most complicated thing possible. The goal is just to do something where you feel like you've done an actual project, right? Which is kind of how programming works. You start on a project and you finish it. So I think doing that in kind of a more structured setting over the course of 2 weeks would be pretty good. And once you do that, you can say you've now, at the very least, know how to and have done at least one programming project, which for a lot of people is difficult because there's no deadlines when it comes to this type of stuff. You just kind of work on it and then give up on it. So yeah, I'm hoping by the end, I've got it written here. Again, it sounds like you guys can't really read it, but what I'm expecting for the final, deliverable is at the very least, there should be one Python file that works. No issues, very few bugs, and only in specific cases. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be functional by the time you turn it in, and it should do something interesting. So I came up with a couple ideas. that I guess I can share in the ideas chat in a second, but like an example could be you could make blackjack in the terminal, or you could make, you know, what is the name? Battleship? You can make Battleship, you could make, you know, a file compressor, whatever you want, as long as it's something that you feel would be challenging. And also if you're grouping up with multiple people and not doing it individually, there's a purpose of every group member. So I said that people can work in groups of 1 to 3. So if you have 3 people, you should be doing something more complicated that needs 3 people than someone who's just working by themselves, you know? Because if you get 3 people and just, you know, print out hello and then all of your names, it's kind of pointless, you know? So I'm going to assume nobody came up with any ideas just because, you know, this isn't a required class, but did anyone at all talk or think about what they wanted to do and who they wanted to do it with? You can also just say you didn't do any of that.
Nah.
I'm thinking of coding Snake.
Snake? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally doable in Python. And so, yeah, that reminds me, there's one other stipulation. Maybe you want to write this down or something, because I don't have it written down yet. Maybe I can write it here after this class, but the one stipulation for this project is that at least one of the Python files, especially if you're only making one Python file, has to use a module, right? That means at the top you need an import statement and you need to import something. So that could be Pygame. Like if you're trying to make Snake, I'd recommend Pygame, which is a module that lets you build graphical games in Python. Or you can use random to make random numbers or something like that. It needs to use at least one package, right? And so seeing as none of you have looked at any projects or anything, I'll go into Discord. I had some ideas typed up. You can steal any of these. I guess I'm just gonna send that there for now. But I guess a good place to start before you start picking projects would be, can you pick, I'll share the sheet with you now, but I would appreciate it if everybody could pick what they want to do. Or not what they want to do, sorry, who they want to do it with. Do you want to work by yourself or do you want to work as a group? And if you want to work as a group, who do you want to work with? So I'm going to put this in the resources chat here. So if everybody could go on the document. And then if you guys want, I would appreciate if you could unmute yourselves and maybe talk and like say, hey bro, want to be part of my cool kids group? And if not, just write yourself down by yourself. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Sir, yes, sir. Okay. All right, we've got people on here. I'm impressed by how quickly that was. So yeah, I don't know. Does anyone here want to work with anybody else?
Emma, do you want to work together?
Yeah, that's cool. I know we talked about that earlier. I'm cool with that. I might want to do something independently, but I can always do that in addition to Snake, so yeah.
Yes, I mean, if you want to be part of like 2 different groups, I'm fine with that. Just make sure your name is in the 2 different groups thing. Or if you want to do like a group project and an individual thing, I'm fine with that as well. Just put it down. So Emma and Leah, can you put your names there for now?
It's view only, right? Or am I just...
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Doug.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. Updating, done. Okay, try it now.
The document is view only.
Try it now.
Tony, you just...
There you go. Come on, guys.
We can edit the document now.
Thank you, Tony. Tony, would you like to work with anybody?
I think I'll just do it.
All right, cool. How about Kai? Would you like to work with anybody, or would you like to work by yourself?
Not particularly. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet. So if I like
I
pick
think
something
the majority
that's
of
really
people
hard,
would
then
probably
I can
agree with
ask
you and say
around.
they don't know what they're doing yet, right? So
Yeah, so I'll probably do it alone unless it's really hard.
okay,
And,
I'm
like,
gonna put
enlist
Mitch
help
on
or
here because I
something.
know Mitch already has a project idea. So if anyone wants to just put their name next to Mitch's, that's fine because he's looking for people to work with him. I know he's not here. Cooper, are you working with anybody?
Nah.
No.
No, maybe I might talk with Mitch and see exactly what he has in mind, but I don't think so.
Okay, got it. I mean, Kai, if you want, you can join any of the groups here, unless they like are really mean and tell you not to.
Alright.
So I mean, I think the idea is that, you know, you guys can pick a project. I guess I'll push this back because it says, you know, project and everything. I'll just push this back to the end of the weekend so you can pick your project and stuff. Since people aren't here, it's kind of unfair to put it tonight. Yeah, so just by the end of the weekend, like talk to everybody in your group and figure stuff out. But I'd say like for now you can join whoever's group you want as long as they're not already a 3 people. And then from there you can decide how to make a project that's large enough in scope to need 3 people, but also not overcomplicated enough that you won't be able to finish it in 2 weeks. So yeah, it looks like we've got everyone who's here is on there except for you, Kai. So I'm gonna have to call you out here.
Okay. Let's put my name individually then, I guess.
All right,
There we
cool.
go.
And if you guys end up changing your minds and you want to join somebody or leave a group at any point, that's fine as well. Just make sure to update everything on the sheet. And then I'm going to ask for everybody who's on there, either individually or as a group, just make a copy of the organizer and put it in the correct spot.
What?
I'm saying,
Wait, what?
so like
Make a copy.
up here, can you see my stream?
Uh,
I don't know if anyone's still
we
looking
go
at it,
on
but
there.
anyways, my
Okay,
point
yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Project organizer, open it, make a copy of this for your group. There only needs to be 1 per group, not per person. And then your group, you guys can
Where
take
is
notes
that?
here,
Oh,
attach
right
whatever
there.
you want, but you do need to meet these deadlines here. So I have like some prompts because I'm an up and coming terrible teacher. So no, just for me to keep track of where you guys are at, and also to make sure like everybody is kind of on the timeline. Because I've noticed for the homework, people like to put it off and then write it during the deadline. So I'm hoping that I can coerce you guys into at least getting some progress done before that happens.
Cool.
All right, cool. So is everybody making a copy of the organizer?
Yeah, I just finished.
Okay, awesome. And then make sure to link it on that in that column for your group.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn on alternating colors because I'm cool. Yeah. Cooper, you want to do that as well?
Sorry, do what? My brother is talking. Boy! Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Kai. So
Like screaming
thing about
right
your
now. I know,
organizer,
I
I'm just
got
be
it.
able to see it. So
Oh, you want me to share it with you?
just put a link that. I mean, yeah, if you want to share it just with me, that's fine. But also, you can just put like a view link so other people can see it.
Oh yeah, I got you. Would I put that right here? Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right there.
Boom.
Okay.
Alright, I'll just share it with you.
Emma and Lee, are you making a copy of the thing?
Yeah, I just shared it with.
Okay. Got it.
Lit. Alright. I finished
Cool.
mine.
And then if you share it with me, you can, yeah, just put the link like that, and I should be able to access it as long as you've shared it with me separately. Okay, cool. Cooper, I'm going to assume you're doing the organizer thing as well. So is Tony. Great. Sorry, I don't mean to, like, be a pain in the ass. I just want to make sure everyone's getting everything done. And yeah, does anyone... So I'm hoping to keep this pretty short because today's just kind of like a general overview of what we're doing. So does anyone have any questions before I let everybody go?
We have to decide by Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
midnight.
All the due dates I give are just going to be at midnight. So just by the end of the day, do it, right?
Okay.
So yeah. And then the first
Alright,
part
that's
of the
it.
organizers also due Sunday. Anyone else have any questions? No? Okay, cool. I'm just going to assume everybody knows what they're doing. Yeah, so I will, like, again, this isn't a graded class, so I can't enforce anything, but I would appreciate it if everybody makes an effort and gets their things turned in on time, because it makes it so much easier for me to kind of, like, keep track of everyone. And, yeah, make sure you update your stuff, and I will on Sunday, or I guess not on Sunday since it's due midnight, probably on Monday, be checking stuff and messaging people who, you know, are doing fine or whatever, or not doing fine. So I'll be checking in, looking at everything, and yeah, just let you know, I'll be open to help whenever, since, again, like, this is kind of the first time you guys are doing your own projects in Python, I believe. So if you run into any roadblocks or anything that's being a pain in the ass, just let me know and I'll help you out. So yeah, is everyone good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
All right, cool. Wow, I feel so confirmed. Okay, yeah, you guys can just leave then. Bye.